Radio Rahim with Danny Jacobs. Man, listen, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. From the very first press conference, anytime Canelo fights, everyone's talking Mexican style. Mexican style. Can you handle Mexican style? What do you do with Mexican style? Canelo, are you going to fight Mexican style? And you said one thing I've never heard anybody say in all my years of boxing. I've got African style.
Absolutely.
Explain what African style is.
Well, I mean, it's evident. I'm a black man, and my roots come from Africa. And I fight with not only the spirit of my ancestors inside that ring, but when I'm going in there, I'm representing my people. I'm representing the culture. And this is not Mexican versus black, or this is not a race war in a sense. It is simply me embracing who I am and the style and representing the fighters who have come before me, the Sugar Rays, the Ali's, the Jack Johnsons, all the great black kings who represented the sport of boxing. That's really what I was trying to represent, and what I will represent come Saturday night. So that great African style, which you guys been seeing throughout the sport of boxing, we've dominated boxing throughout the history of boxing. So when I go inside that ring, you're going to see a pizzazz of that African style.
You mentioned legendary fighters before you. Some current fighters that have faced Canelo have had success. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather beat him, but even Lara and Trout had a more success than people expected. And as they say, styles make fights. How much of that do you attribute to this African style? Is that something that you think is a hurdle Canelo maybe not be able to clear Saturday night?
Styles makes fights, and I just think my style particularly is going to be very troubling because, as we've known in the past with some of Canelo's opponents, especially the movers, especially the southpaw guys, especially the guys that think on the fly and know how to adjust, those guys are the ones that gave Canelo the most trouble. So I feel like not only am I in my prime, but I have all those same attributes that all those guys have and probably more.
And lastly, Canelo brings knockout power to any fight that he's in. Early in the Triple G fight, you went down, you got up, and continued, and maybe even did one of the best performances I've seen you fight. How much is defense? Everyone's talking about the offense. How much does defense play a role in this fight? And what are you doing to prepare for a fighter who has the kind of power Canelo brings?
Well, only time will tell what type of power Canelo has. I mean, I'm not looking forward to going in there and trying to test it out. But we've made defense a priority because in great defense, I mean, we already know the offense that I have, but in great defense, I can set up all of those offensive shots. And I have the physical advantages, my height, my reach, my range, and most importantly, this power. So he's going to have a lot to respect. He's not going to be able to come in like he did with those welterweights or, like some of the other previous fighters. With all due respect, Canelo Álvarez is one of the best offensive fighters that I've seen. And for me, it's really about taking advantage of his flaws. So not letting him get on the inside where he can let off those body shots or let off those combinations and punches and bunches. That's the key to victory for me. Just not letting him be at his comfort zone.
This is a brilliant matchup come Saturday night. Can't wait to see you versus Canelo. Danny Jacobs from Radio Rahim here at the MGM Grand. It's a pleasure to talk to you, champ.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you to get this opportunity. Radio Rahim with Danny Jacobs.